How to renew a digital nomad visa in São Paulo. Hi, I'm Luciano Oliveira, an attorney licensed in Brazil, Texas, and California. This video is for digital nomads who already obtained Brazil's digital nomad visa through a Brazilian consulate abroad, entered Brazil, and registered with the federal police, so you have an RNM or CRNM card. Quick disclaimer, this is general information only, not legal advice and not tax advice. Here's what catches people off guard. The consulate stage often feels straightforward. You gather compliant documents, the consulate checks the package, and it moves. Then renewal time arrives inside Brazil, and you discover the truth. Nobody files this for you. Nobody teaches you the system, and mistakes can cost you time, money, and fines. And yes, if you leave Brazil, you could potentially try applying through a consulate abroad again, but it's not guaranteed, and it is not a serious backup plan if you are already living here. For most people, renewal in Brazil is the reality. Your two renewal paths. If you are living in Brazil on a digital nomad residence card, you are usually in one of two situations. Scenario A is what you want. You file your renewal while your RNM is still valid. This is how you protect your status, keep your life organized, and avoid problems when you travel or renew services. Scenario B is what people stumble into. You have to file after your RNM card expires because you thought you could handle the filing by yourself. In this case, you may need to file a new digital nomad residency request, and you may also deal with fines and penalties for being out of status or overstaying. Do not treat the RNM expiration date like a suggestion of when to start renewal. Most of our clients will start the renewal process a couple of months before the expiration date. MigranteWeb is where this gets real. You didn't use MigranteWeb at the consulate stage. You will use it inside Brazil. For renewals, for new residency requests, when people miss the timing, you will typically have to use the MigranteWeb system. MigranteWeb is a government portal. It's not a concierge. It assumes you already know what you're doing. And the Brazilian Federal Police, which is the face of immigration inside Brazil, will provide you zero help completing your MigranteWeb filing. They will not sit with you. They will not troubleshoot your submission. They will process what you submit and enforce deadlines. So if you file it wrong, you don't get help. You get delays, requests, rejections, and sometimes fines. Why renewals are a pain in the neck? Here are some of the friction points that make renewals harder than the initial consular process. First, document freshness. Some documents must be updated for renewal, others usually don't. Your proof of continued eligibility is time sensitive. That usually means recent bank statements and current proof that your remote work and foreign income still exist. And keep your foundational civil documents ready. An apostilled birth certificate doesn't change, but it can still become an issue at the federal police stage if you don't have it. Second, language and translation. Many consulates accept documents in the language of the country where the consulate sits. Brazil does not. Inside Brazil, foreign documents must be translated into Portuguese, typically by a sworn translator in Brazil. If you submit English documents and just hope for the best, you are usually buying a delay. Third, technical fields that are not explained. MigranteWeb requires you to choose the correct category and technical fields that are not written for foreigners. One wrong selection can route your case incorrectly. It's also picky about the practical stuff. File formats, scan quality, file sizes, and name consistency. Small mismatches between your passport, your RNM, and your uploaded documents can trigger requests for additional evidence or even denials. Fourth, GRU fees. To file properly, you typically need to generate and pay a GRU with the correct code and attach proof of payment correctly. Wrong code, missing receipt, or a mismatch between the request and the fee is one of the most common reasons for delays. And don't assume the system will figure it out. Keep the receipt and upload it properly. Fifth, monitoring the case. Inside Brazil, you must monitor your application. You may be monitoring it for weeks and sometimes a couple of months. That means checking for official notices and deadlines and being ready to respond quickly. Do not rely on email notifications alone. Log in and check. If you don't monitor it, you miss deadlines and your case doesn't pause. It fails. Sixth, requests for evidence. This is where people feel the difference from the consulate. At many consulates, if your file is incomplete, you may never see a request for more evidence, or if there is one, they clearly tell what's wrong with what you provided. In Brazil, it is common to receive requests for additional documents, and these requests come with deadlines. Communication from the Brazilian immigration typically states that a document is not compliant, but it doesn't explain the exact problem they found. If you respond late or you respond with explanations instead of compliant documents, your application will typically be denied. Seventh, federal police steps after approval. Even after MigranteWeb approval, you're not done yet. You will still need to schedule an appointment with the federal police to update your registration and issue or renew your RNM CRNM card. Appointment availability nowadays in São Paulo is worse than ever, so timing matters. If you skip this step, you can end up approved but unable to attend the required registration within the correct timeline and end up paying fines and risking problems when trying to re-enter Brazil. The save money trap. This is the pattern we see constantly. Someone had a smooth consular experience. They assume a renewal is similar. They decide to save money by filing on their own. Then they hit the wall. Translation requirements, technical fields, GRU codes, monitoring, requests for evidence, and tight deadlines. At that point, they hire professional help anyway, but now they are already late, exposed to fines, or already dealing with a case that needs severe damage control. Unless you are genuinely technical, have a lot of time, and are comfortable learning by trial and error on a government system, you should not do it yourself. You should hire professional help. How we help? We have a fully staffed office in São Paulo, and we handle digital nomad renewals and new digital nomad residency filings inside of Brazil on a daily basis. We confirm which scenario you are in and which timing protects your status. We tell you exactly what must be refreshed and what doesn't. We coordinate sworn translations into Portuguese when required. We completed the MigranteWeb filing correctly, including the technical fields. We guide the GRU payment with the correct code and upload proof properly. We monitor your case and respond to requests for evidence in a way that matches the processing unit expects. And once approved, we coordinate the federal police appointment so your RNM CRNM is updated correctly. If you want us to handle your renewal or your new digital nomad residency filing, schedule a consultation with our team. The first consultation is always done remotely so you can attend whether you are in São Paulo or elsewhere. Like the video, subscribe, and download our resource guide below for more information. See you in our next video.